All right, so we're going to be performing a transmission drain and fill on this 5th-gen 4Runner. This is a 2022 and we got about 56,000 miles on it. And one of the main reasons we're doing this is, one, it's preventative maintenance. I put this in the extreme wear category based on going off-roading, towing, towing that camper, towing a bigger camper. So it falls within that category of severe maintenance. And like I said, this is simply a drain and fill. And the reason for the drain and fill is because the filter is more like a strainer on the 4Runner. So with this, a couple tools needed. Obviously a drain pan. We have our assorted washers that we're going to do. I just ordered a bag off of Amazon, which is pretty good crush washers. I wouldn't use their bolts off there. I'd probably go factory OEM. But yes, Amazon. And then we have a 14 millimeter for the drain. We have a 24 millimeter for the fill. And then we have a 5 millimeter for the check valve. Along with this is we have a pump that's off Amazon too. It's like $8. And then we have the Toyota WS fluid, which there's a lot of back and forth on this. Apparently it's not synthetic. So I consider going to AmSoil, but for now I had already ordered these. I got this for like $40 for a case of 6. So we're gonna go ahead and use this for the first drain and fill. And then the second one will determine if we want to order another case of this or if we want to switch over to AmSoil. Along with that, a torque wrench to finish up your job. And then I'll go over the torque specs. So for your torque specs, it's going to be 29 foot-pounds for the fill plug, and then 15 to 18 for the drain and check valve. All right, so under the passenger side of our vehicle, we're sliding everything under. No skid plates on. So right here is going to be your check valve, and it literally says check on it. On the back side of the transmission pan is going to be your drain plug, and then up here in the corner right here is your 24 millimeter bolt. That's going to be the first thing you break open, because the last thing you want to do is get to a point where you drained your fluid, but your drain plug or your fill plug is stuck. So another thing with this is, while you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that your vehicle is as level as possible, because that determines how this is going to work as far as your check valve when your temperature is heating up. And I'm using a scan gauge, so when we get to that point, I'll show you the temps that we're going to use this to drain the overage fluid out. All right, so we popped the fill plug loose. I had to go ahead and change out from a tall 24 to a short 24 because reaching that up there was a little tough, but you can see that it is pulled out. So next we're just going to crack this just to make sure that it can come out and it's loose. And then we're going to go ahead and start the drain process. So here is the old fluid coming out. Honestly, doesn't look horrible, especially for towing and off-roading and all that stuff. Actually looks relatively decent. But let's go ahead and let this drain, see about how much we get out. I do plan on putting 4 quarts in, unless we drain more than 4 quarts. If we get more than 4 quarts, then we're going to go over, and then we're going to let this thing run, and then, then we'll perform the heating up procedure, and we'll go ahead and use the check valve. The more fluid that mixes in, the better. This is 12 quart capacity, so if you're doing 4 quarts on this change or 3 quarts, you still have a majority of the fluid left, which is why you should do this on a better rotation than I have, I guess you could say. Toyota, this is their recommendation. I'd recommend every 30,000 miles, which is probably closer to what I'm gonna be at doing this going forward. All right, so we have our new washer on our drain plug. Once this finishes up with the dribble, we're gonna pull this out and see how much we actually pulled out of this thing, and then we're gonna start filling it up. All right, so our drain plug is reinstalled with new washer, and we measured the fluid. It's about 3.5 quarts that came out. So we're gonna go ahead and put 4 in here, and we're gonna start the temperature process. All right, so I'm pumping the new fluid in, and the one I bought off Amazon doesn't have the right fitment for the head. So as you can see, it's still working, but I'm having to hold it up, and you probably could have got a different pump with a longer tube, and it'll make this process a little bit easier when filling up this transmission. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get 4 quarts in, and then we're gonna close up the fill plug. All right, so we put about 4 quarts in here, torque the drain plug down, and now we're gonna start the heating up process before we do the check valve to get all overage fluid out. All right, so we just started the vehicle, and now we're going to go through the process of letting the scan gauge read the temperature. And from here, we're going to go ahead and move over to the gear shifter, put on brake. We're going to cycle through the gears 2 seconds or so per gear. So reverse, neutral, drive, then we're going to go back to park. We're going to repeat this process a few times, probably 3 times. All right, so per Toyota, when you're doing the check valve, it needs to be between 105 and 113 degrees. Our scan gauge is currently showing that we're at 95, so we're going to let it heat up some more. And then once we get to probably about 107, we're going to jump under, and then we're going to start the check valve procedures. All right, so we're currently at the temp to go ahead and do the check valve. So we're going to go ahead and take this out. And open. And we are going to let this thing drain into this pan. Hopefully all into the pan and not all over me. So there it goes. There's the overage. And basically we're going to let this drain until we hit a trickle, and then once we hit a trickle, we're going to go ahead and replace the check valve. Alright, so we're starting to get to where it is trickling. Still a little stream, so we're going to wait a couple more seconds before we throw this valve in. But this is basically measuring the transmission fluid at a certain temp. So from here, we're going to go ahead and reinstall the check valve. All right, so to wrap up this video, just got back off a test drive. After filling it with 4 quarts and then doing the check procedure, this is pretty much what the drain pan looks like. So it looks like we basically took out about 1 quart. Which is kind of expected because I think we took about 3 out. But test drive went well, shifts very well. We didn't have any issues with this, even after all the off-roading, towing, bigger tires, suspension lift, the whole 9, all the stuff that adds wear to your transmission. We never had any problems, but it does shift very, very smooth. So I do plan on doing this again and probably 15,000 miles or so, because this is my wife's car and she plans on keeping this forever, and we dumped all kinds of money. It's a very, very reliable vehicle. But let's jump underneath. Like I said, it may be a little hot now, but let's go ahead and just visually check for leaks. So as you can see, I wiped it all down and we look pretty good under here. Doesn't look like we have any leaks from any portion of the transpan. So overall, it's a pretty easy job to do this. I will say that it's pretty important to have, well, it's a key piece. You need to have it, either a scan gauge or something along those lines to do this. And when you buy a scan gauge, you'll have to program it to read the transmission temp, which is all good. It's not that hard. Or you can use an OBD2 reader that can monitor the trans temp while you're doing this. But overall, this is a key piece of maintenance. on your 4Runner to maintain longevity. So the next thing I'm going to do on this is probably going to be swapping this thing over to 5W30. All right, but as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Like I said, I did use the Toyota ATF WS fluid and the wrong pump, but it still worked. But if you have any questions on this procedure, go ahead and drop a comment and I'll help you out the best I can. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you on your service. Don't pay the dealer $450 to do this. Literally, with all the tools and fluids and washers, I literally spent probably about 65 to 70 bucks. So save yourself the money, keep your Toyota maintained, and keep it running forever.